Initializing Ethereum protocol. Establishing link to Cloud Citadel. Welcome, Alita Army. You stand at the threshold of quantum consciousness.
Okay, hey, Alita Army. Welcome to the Alita Livestream of January the 2nd, 2026. Can you believe this? Anyway, 2025 is already history. Where we just, Mars Chronicles, Chapter 24, Night of the Haboob, where we discuss all things to do with the movie Alita Battle Angel, the source manga Gunham, and the greatly desired sequels. I am your host, Creek Indian from Denver, Colorado, and with me is Lee, and he is from Fountain, Colorado. How's it going, Lee?
Oh, it's going pretty good.
Cool. Yeah, we got pretty unseasonably warm weather these days. You know, I think it got up to around like 60 or something like that Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is. What about 20 degrees Celsius, maybe? Something like that, I think. So anyway, yeah. So what's going on down there, Lee?
Oh, not much. Just same as usual. You know, small town, not a whole lot happening.
Yeah, well, it's unusual. Same thing here. You know, even though I don't really live in Denver. I mean, I live in Littleton. You know, but yeah, it's pretty much the same thing here as well. You know, we've not much going on. You know, I think we had a protest here a couple of weeks ago, but you know, but that was down in Denver, so I didn't. Well, I wasn't involved in that in any way, but anyway, that's what it is. We got some other people that are going to be showing up, so I think Maxie might show up. Angelus is working extra hours because he's trying to save up money, so he may not make it at all. But that's okay, you know. That's the way the cookie crumbles, and you know, when he does get here, we'll bring him into the stream, no problem. So anyway, I invited several folks, and there'll probably a bunch of them be out there. I see we got Smendrick out there, and AKA is out there, Bad Man's out there. Hope you guys are doing well. And we probably got yeah, Smendrick says it's cold there in Germany. So okay, es ist kalt in Deutschland, nicht wahr? So anyway, yeah, I guess that's it. We got a couple other folks in the chat that are not, 3 other folks in the chat that are not letting themselves known. That's okay. We don't care about that. All right, just moving on. I guess we still got the fundraiser we're doing for the LA fire victims. We've had this thing going on now for a year. So, you know, we've raised $1,600. You know, it's not a lot of money, but, you know, every little bit helps, as they would say. You see the link below the image on the screen there, which is down in the description. So you click on it, takes you to the website. You click on donate now. You can do one of 3 things. You can do like Angelus and I did. We just put our names in there. Of course, I'm Gary and Angelus is David. So you see that, guess who just showed up? Speak of the devil. Looks like now we got equal representation between Colorado and Australia. How's it going? Good day, mates.
Okay, let's go. We're going to take you.
Okay. So how's it going?
I'm completely not worried at all, and no longer Angeli, although I can't tell you why.
Yeah, that's right.
I know why.
Yeah. Yeah, that
brag to somebody.
I guess it's the end of an era because we've all had so much fun calling you Angeli, but I guess that won't happen after the big event. So, so anyway, that's the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles. But anyway, there you have the LA fire victims. You know that thing. Yeah, and Smendrick says, "Shh." Yeah, the LA fire victims. We got that GoFundMe going. Every dime of this money goes to the greater good charity. All the money has already been sent, and I've been reimbursed for all of it. Finally, I think I got it like 2 weeks ago was the last, I think, reimbursement I got, or something like that. Maybe 3 weeks ago. I don't remember, but we really want to help these folks. If you click on donate now, you can do like Angelus and I did. We just put our names in there because, you know, we're not too concerned about that. But if you are, you know, and it's understandable why you would be, you can use your internet handle. I know Vladi has done that. He used Vladi99. Now he's not up on the list there, but if you go, when you click on it, shows you everybody, or a lot of folks that are on the list. You'll see Vladi there, or you can specify anonymous, and that's what Lee did. He donated and specified anonymous. I think Alita Rave did the same thing. He specified anonymous. And you know, we just want to help folks out. You know, that's what the Elite Army does. So, you know, we're going to leave this up too for a while because they're still in recovery. I mean, even after a year, I think it's moving along, you know, to a degree, I guess. You know, I know when I was in LA, I guess in November, they said something on the news about 6,800 homes, particularly in the Palisade community, were either damaged or destroyed. So that's pretty horrible, you know. So we definitely want to help folks out there, you know, because that's a horrible thing for your house, you know, to be damaged or destroyed by fire. So, but anyway, if you can, no amount's too small. And we got the Alita sequel petition going. You know, we've got, I think we've added, maybe 3 or 4 from last week. I'm not sure how many exactly, but it keeps moving every week. Just a few more signatures, you know, which is a good thing. I mean, that's a pretty good number of signatures. Now the goal is 200,000 for sure. You know, we want to reach that goal eventually. What you do is you click on that link you see there below the image on the screen, which is down in the description. You want to click on that link. Takes you to the website. You have to sign with your name and email, but you can specify that to be anonymous. So if you're concerned, once again, with, you know, some of your personal information getting out on the internet, just specify anonymous. If you want to donate, in this case, you'd be promoting the movie, you can. You can, you know, there's a button you can click on, and, you know, you click on it and it'll ask you how much, and then you can, you know, put whatever you need to put in or what you want to put in, but you don't have to be an Alita Army member. You know, you can just sign the petition and you've done your job, as they would say, or done your duty as an Alita Army soldier. Looks like we got Finn out there as well. That's pretty cool. And we do have Rosa's Queen Studios bust of Alita. You know, we want to get this to her whenever she's ready for it. You know, I mean, we don't want to just force anything, you know, here. I mean, when she's ready, she'll let us know. You know, we'll get it to her any way she wants. If she wants me just to ship it to her, I'll do that. Or if she says, Creek, why don't you drive that down here to LA, I'll do that. You know, I will drive it down to LA if she asks me to, you know. Now, she's in London right now, so that's not going to happen, you know. So, and she'll be in London until March, I think. And she
You're going to London.
I'm sorry?
You're going to London pretty soon too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be going there just to see our queen, you know, in the play. So hopefully she doesn't hear this, because I want it to be a surprise. But anyway, I guess the cat's out of the bag in that regard. But when she's ready for it, we'll get it to her, you know. And for us, this is not a gift from the Alita Army. For us, this is more like an award. You know, it's our expression of affection, admiration, and affection for our queen, you know. So I guess since the cat's out of the bag, I probably will remind her about it, but she knows about it, you know, so I'm not too concerned there, you know. So, and we got the Alita Gaming Network going on, and certainly if you're not a member, you can click on that link below our Chibi Alita mascot, and basically meow. What does that mean there, Angelus? So,
Cat's out of the bag.
okay. But you click on that link, takes you to Discord. If you don't have a Discord username, they're going to ask you to sign up, but it doesn't cost anything if you get just the basic service. So you can click on that. It's absolutely free. You'll get an invite to the gaming network. Click on that. That's absolutely free, because we do not charge for that. You know, it's all free. You can get on there and start, you know, having fun with it like we do. I know that Maxie puts the link for Radio Chaos in here. From time to time, I'll put the link to this stream in there, and you know, just to kind of do some promotion amongst the members. If you do fanfics like Maxie and Lee, they have novel level fanfics in here, which is pretty cool, I think. And I haven't heard anything about Maxie from Maxie about chapter 31 yet, but I guess we will eventually. And but Lee has got his fanfic in there.
Lee's up to 31. I'm up to 11.
Yeah. Well, the Creek is. Was 11, I think did I read 11, Maxie, or was it just 10 when I was reading it?
I don't remember. I'll have to go and check.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Anyway, Maxie's got another one in there that I haven't read, so he's after me about that one too, so like he was before. But anyway, if you do fanfics, you can upload your fanfic there. I know Panini Freak's got one in there. Channel does not exist. It's got several of them in there, and even I got one in there. So, you know, if you want kind of like new stories about Alita or something like this, you can go to the fan fiction channel, and there's a bunch of them in there you can click on and read. If you do artwork or you do videos, you can put that in the user creations channel, And it could either be the actual artwork, say, or if it's a short video, I think you can upload that, or you can upload a link in there to maybe to YouTube or maybe, some other social media platform. And the people can click on it and watch it, that kind of thing. We have 3 voice channels, and the voice channels basically are just kind of like GoToMeeting or Microsoft Teams or Zoom, something like that. And nobody on the internet except only the people that are in the gaming network or can get into one of those channels, and it's not streamed. People in the internet, internet wide, they cannot see this. Only the people in the voice channel. So there's no streaming or anything like that. Now you can do things like share your screen. I know Vladi and Smendrick, who were playing RoboCop in the gaming channel for a while. I don't know if they haven't done that quite a while. If I'm not correct there, Smendrick, let me know. But anyway, you can get in there and just have a conversation. And that might be a good first start for you if you're kind of, well, I'd like to get on the Alita live stream, or I'd like to go on Radio Chaos sometime or something like that, but you're feeling a little nervous about it, because, we are streaming this. That might be a very good, one of your initial starts there, is to get into one of those voice channels and start talking to other Alita Army members. We also have a watch party, 2 channels for that. The text channel you see there is just to kind of let people know in the network that we're going to have a watch party. And of course, the watch party channel is just for that. And we did have a watch party here on last Monday, or if you live in the future, like Maxie and Angelus do, that would be on Tuesday. And we watched Chips. Our queen didn't have a very big role in that, but she was there, and it was kind of neat. That's a good movie.
She was there in all the right places.
All right, Angelus, I'm not going to address that.
No.
So anyway, but we watched it. It was pretty cool. I like the last scene. That was something that was kind of neat. Angeli was Angeli there for sure. But anyway, when they were in that ambulance, I guess. But we had fun with that. We did have a watch party on September the 9th. We watched Alita Battle Angel. And we had fun with that. And we've done some other watch parties there. We watched Ghost in the Shell, both a live action adaptation that Scarlett Johansson was in and one of the anime episodes. We watched, we watched Chariot one time. And of course, our queen is all over that one. She's one of the main actors in there. We watched that Star Trek short she did, and we've watched that about 3 or 4 times. Enjoyed that. It's kind of humorous in some ways, And let's see, what else did we watch? There was one more that I can't remember that we watched. Well, I can't remember. Must have had a senior moment, but we've had several. Now that doesn't mean you have to wait for me to have a watch party. If you want to do a watch party and you're a member of the network, you can get into that channel and have a watch party, and you don't need my permission to do it. You just get in there and say, invite some people in the network and have your own watch party. I do monitor this, and I think Matu does as well. We don't, if we see anything, inappropriate on there, we're going to, take action on it, but we've never had that problem. It's just a lot of Alita Army folks having fun with this, and that's kind of the way we want it to be. So, and it's not very big. It's only got maybe 50 people, in the gaming network. It's small, almost by design, because we're not really pushing it real hard. I know we sort of promote it on this stream and on Radio Chaos, but we're not really hitting it too hard, in that regard. We're not promoting it, with Google ads or anything like that, So, but we do have fun with it, and if you want to join, go for it. And we'd love to have you. When you do join, people will send you a lot of those little animated GIFs that, hello, welcome to the gaming network, and all that kind of stuff comes up on there. So All right, guys, anything else? Maxie, I guess you're actually probably working on the thumbnail for tomorrow, aren't you?
That is correct. I am right now.
I figured.
God damn. Have you got a camera in my office or something?
No, I'm telepathic. So.
Oh, is that what it is? Right. Okay.
Anyway, to the main topic here, I guess, which is going to be the manga reading. You know that thing, Maxie and Angelus and Lee, we never talk about.
Mm-hmm.
We just
that thing.
We kind of ignore it. We just don't bother with it. Even though we have 2 manga readings a month.
There's a manga. What?
Yeah. There's a manga or manga. Yeah, there is one of those. There's 2 of them actually.
Wow.
Miss Hoover, what's a manga?
And there's about to be 3 of them because when Kishiro comes out with Panzer Chronicles, yeah. That's right, aka Maxie finally got me to say manga. That's exactly right. That's
Oops.
What you did. Yeah. So anyway, all right. Well, let's get on with it. I guess this is the the cover sheet, which is a little unusual for for Kishiro's manga, is that he usually has some artwork or something there, but here he just put a note. The following story is not a direct recollection of Muster's, but it is included here as a demonstration of how the dreaded Baron Muster came to be. And then, of course, here you see that we're on Mars at this point, the region of Tiu, southwest Cydonia. By the way, Cydonia is a real place on Mars. I mean, it's, I got one of those globes, that shows all the places on Mars. It is a real place. It's not, now there are no humans living there, obviously, but it's an area that has been named, so this remote, desolate land exposed to the void is home to the estate of Baron Meerhouse. Smendrick, you ought to be on here to correct my pronunciation here. Which is a German name, Meerhouse. The half-subterranean colony built into a natural sinkhole or dew line has existed since the first period of colonization. It is known as Castle Jove Dew Line. Or could that be Dewline? I don't know. Maxie, what do you think? Is it Dewline or Dewline?
I don't know. We're still looking at the first image, so I can't see it.
I'm not. Oh gosh, I'm not sharing my screen. Damn it, Gary. Let me.
Yeah, I thought I might bring that up before we get to the end of the episode.
Gary V gets lost sometimes, I think.
Yeah, the way it handles tab sharing now is a little bit confusing.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's all right. So now you should be able to see it. By the way, for those of you that don't know, a lot of friends call me Gary V. So there you have it. So anyway, there it is. You can see now the desolate wasteland up there in southwest Cydonia, as you can see. And then, of course, this is the estate of Baron Meerhouse. And, of course, it's also known as the Castle Dew Line or Dewline, I guess. I guess that's, yeah, there you go, Bad Man. You're right. The share wasn't coming through because Creek didn't know what the hell he was doing. So that's that, So you can see it's a pretty monstrosity looking thing, I guess, for sure. Angelus, what are you calling me about here? What is this? I'll just call me Creek.
Oh, yeah, you're saying people are calling you Gary V. I
Yeah.
just thought that's too complicated for my
I'm called a lot
small Aussie mind, so I'll just call you Creaky.
Yeah, I'm called a lot of things actually. So,
Like Immortal?
well, yeah, I guess. So anyway, Baron Meerhouse left to join the campaign in the first Northern expedition, leaving his wife and daughter behind. His unit was wiped out, and the Baron went missing, according to the reports. And of course, I think we had this reading 2 or 3 months ago, I think, where they found that tomb, I guess it was, and they had opened it up as like a sarcophagus, and some of the dust came out, which is that crystalline stuff, you know, that I guess Muster uses on people, you know, I guess when he wants to get at them, you know, I guess, or to, you know, kind of dispose of them, I guess you could say. And then, of course, you see the trucks that are driving up there. One of them comes up to the gate, so open the gate, you know, and there's a guy standing out there. And then some young lady or some little girl says, "Mother, is it true that Father has returned? I always believed in him. I knew that he was still alive and well. We need to go and welcome him home. You know, you will trip and fall if you run like that, Mistress Lot. Hurry, governess, hurry." So she's you know, like a little girl, I guess, you know, and she thinks maybe it's her father and she wants to greet him home and that kind of thing. And then, of course, the truck comes through and she said, you know, and there you see the truck up at the top there. And that's an interesting looking set of security cameras up there above. That kind of looks like what we have today. So I don't know if the technology's really evolved all that much, you know, over 200 years, I suppose. And then, of course, the little girl says, "Father, where is Father?" And then, of course, the guy that was saying, "Open the gate," he says, "You must be the lady of the house. And this is the lovely daughter, Miss Lot. Who are you?" they say, you know. And then, of course, he's about to take off his helmet. And he's kind of an ugly looking guy, actually. Holy moly. "My name is Miguel. I've been put in charge of seeing to the Baron. I am at your service." And of course, you know, the daughter, she's kind of, I guess he's kind of hideous looking. And it's kind of, she's taken aback by it. And of course, he says, "Miss Lot, did you just laugh at my ugliness?" And then she says, "I'm very sorry." Well, first of all, she says, "No, I didn't laugh. I was just startled. I'm very sorry." And then he said, "You're a very good girl, you know." And then, "Why does Father have someone like him for a servant?" She's thinking that, obviously, not saying it. "I must ask you to be calm as I tell you the news. The Baron suffered a most horrible injury in the war." And then, of course, I guess that's his wife, says, "What?" "It has altered his appearance quite significantly. I must beg you not to lose your composure." And of course, the wife says, "What happened to him?" And of course, the little girl says, "Father's hurt." And of course, they kind of wheel him down, I guess, down the ramp, I suppose that is. And then, of course, her eyes are wide open, you know, as it, you know, with the expectation of seeing something hideous. And then there he is. And I think, Maxie, I think you read Mars Chronicles, didn't you?
Oh yeah, but it was a while back.
Yeah, I think this is Muster before he was able to, you know, kind of cope with his injury, wasn't it? Or that affliction he has, because he's still got those tumors on him, I think, those mastomas, you know, if I'm
Yes.
not correct. Yeah. So anyway, he's kind of sitting in what looks to be somewhat functionally like a wheelchair, you know, and he's a mess, as you can see. And you know, basically, the wife says, "Honey," and the little girl says, "Father," you know, and of course she faints, I guess. And then I guess it's one of the servants there catches her and says, "My lady," and the little girl's crying and says, "Oh, Father, it must hurt so terribly." And then says, "How I hate war. Look what it's done to you, Father," you know. And he's kind of, I don't know, somewhat in shock, I guess, you know, that his family has reacted like this, I guess. And then, of course, says, "What? You know, Father might be a different person. What a horrid thing to say, governess. I know it is rude to suggest. Mother." Of course, she's saying that because she's just reacting to his injuries, I guess, or his condition. I don't even want to consider such a horrifying thing. But his eyes, he had never had such a horrifying look in his eyes before. And then, of course, that looks like one of the servants there, or maybe the one that caught her before she hit the ground. At any rate, we must determine the truth. You mean the device? You know, some other woman says. And I can't tell if that's his wife or not. Only if we have your permission, my lady. And then, of course, there's this device, I guess. I don't know what that device is for. I guess it's they're going to tell us later. It is the Mehrhouse family's identification device. Upon verifying the master's palm and retinal scans, oh, that's what it is. Okay, so it looks at his eye to make sure he's got the same retinal configuration, that kind of stuff. Anyway, upon verifying the master's palm and retinal scans, this serves as the master key for all the castle's, I can't see that, safes and vital facilities. Though I hardly need to explain this to you, master. And of course, the guy, the ugly guy, I guess, that took the daughter by, you know, kind of took her aback. He's laying in bed, and the guy sitting over is kind of standing over him. He says, if the process is too taxing, we can postpone until another day. That's what the servant says. The Baron indicates his willingness. So he, you know, kind of reaches up with his finger, you know, and, you know, kind of gives a motion with it. And of course, his hands all stitched up and stuff like that. And the little girl says, his hand looks hideous. So, you know, kids, you know, they don't have any filter, you know, they're just going to say what comes out, you know, what comes to their mind first. And then, of course, he puts his hand on top of the device, and I guess it's scanning his palm print to see if he's really the master of the house, and says, scanning complete, data match. It's a match, but I thought father was left-handed. Oh, what am I thinking? It could be that his left hand was horribly damaged, you know. And then, of course, he thinks, oh, it still pains him to have his face seen. So I will close the curtain. And that's what the, you know, kind of the guy that was, he's the guy who was standing in front of the door saying, open the door, open the door. And he's, you know, Muster's, I guess, servant or something like this, one of the soldiers maybe. And then, of course, the women are kind of waiting outside the curtain, and they're doing another scanning complete. So they're scanning his retinal, see that there's a retinal match, and it says data match. You know, and then of course there's a scream outside the curtain, I guess, and or actually he screamed, I guess. So you saw me, you know, you looked, and he's kind of shrieking, monster, you know, that kind of thing, you know. So he's pretty hideous looking, actually, you know, even with all that stuff on him. And of course, the governess, head of the maids, went mad with fright, ran out of the room, and was never seen again. Whoa, that's interesting. I wonder where she went. Her disappearance rattled the other servants, who began to ask for leave one by one. Now, leave is kind of like, you know, time off, in case you don't know. We're very sorry, my lady. We're just so frightened around here. So, you know, they're, you know, I guess that, I don't know who these people are that are standing in front of them. Maybe it's just you know, a couple of people accompanying him. And then, of course, she hands, you know, the guy hands one of them, you know, take this, it's an envelope, deliver it to my uncle. I promise, my lady. So anyway, evidently she's somebody of importance, you know, that they all respect around there. And then we got a wide shot of the Martian terrain with, you know, kind of human dwellings and buildings and that kind of stuff. The little girl says, Mother, I'm scared. It's all right. Once he sees that letter, Uncle will come and help us. And then, of course, he is known as Margrave, a border lord. And I guess that's the uncle. I have no doubt that he will solve this bizarre situation. But it's already Haboob season. Now, I don't know what Haboob season is. Angelus, Maxie, or Lee, do you know what that is?
No idea.
Maxie, do you remember?
No clue. No clue.
And we've run into something the Pope doesn't even know.
You'll have to ask the professor.
Maybe the professor out there, I guess, Bad Man. Oh, I guess a haboob is, oh, that's right. AKA says it's a sandstorm, and that's what, I guess that's what Bad Man says, and AKA both say. So I guess this is the time of year when the sandstorms are a little more prevalent than they are during the rest of the year on Mars, probably. And lots of concerns were well founded. A haboob, an haboob or a haboob, maybe a haboob, formed in the northern, I can't pronounce that, Acidalia, yeah, Planitia, and grew larger as it spread south until it covered a third of Mars' surface. And that kind of tracks, I guess. You know, when they have sandstorms, sometimes sandstorms cover the entire Martian surface, according to astronomers. Surrounded by the giant haboob, Jove Dulene became an isolated island amidst a sea of sand and no way to travel or communicate with the rest of the world being Mars, obviously. The storm would last for 3 weeks. It was the beginning of a long night of the haboob. So, oh, hello, Finestro. Yeah, happy New Year. Or Finn, as we call him. And of course, you can see the dust storm is kind of kicking up around there. And then the guy that was at the door, the guy that's, he's pretty hideous looking, actually. I bought her ladyship and Miss Lot to you, Miss Master. So anyway, I guess the two of them wanted to see him, you know, and they both looked kind of terrified, particularly the little girl. She looks like she's about to lose it, actually. And then, of course, Muster's sitting there and he says, "Thank you." The little girl says, "You're not my father. Who are you?" "Who am I?" And he kind of laughs, ha, ha, ha. Guess who just showed up, guys? Chaos Nova from North of Philadelphia. How's it going, Chaos?
All right. All right. New Year. Well, the day after the New Year, but yeah.
Yeah. Happy New Year the day after or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I guess Baron Muster is kind of, you remember he was freaking out that people saw him before. He just, you know, he didn't want anybody to see him, but I guess now he's worked up the nerve to let his wife and daughter come see him, you know. So maybe, I don't know where this is going to lead. I am Baron Muster. So there's the guy we kind of remember right there. And then, of course, they are just horrified, you know, as you can see. What about my father? What happened to my real father? Your father, Baron Merehouse, had crash landed shortly before I found him. I helped him recover, and he thanked me for saving his life. He told me everything about this situation and his family, sparing no secrets. So Baron Muster is not there, I guess is really not there, not her husband and not her father, I guess. Then the little girl kind of has some hope. She says, "Then father's still alive." And then, of course, he kind of laughs, haha. Let's not jump to conclusions. Take a look at what you're learning, what you're leaning against. So anyway, she's kind of leaning against something that's covered, you know, and then I think it's a statue, isn't it? It's where it's been turned to stone, I guess, by whatever that, you know, dust was that they uncovered at that, you know, from that sarcophagus. And of course they scream, "Father," the little girl screams, "Father, make the other fellow trust you and then devour him." So Muster's he's pretty much a bastard, actually. Wouldn't you say, Maxie or Angelus?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, I think so.
He's a villain of the highest order.
Yeah, he is. God, he might be as bad, if not worse, than Nova, actually. Anyway,
I don't know.
I don't know.
If there's evidence that he's still alive, then fine. But Nova is still around in some form.
Yeah, that's true. I learned that trick directly from your old friend of mine. Ha ha ha. You know. So anyway, he's kind of being sadistic, I guess. You know, and of course, you know, there he is. He's nothing but stone. You know, and they're freaking out. And then of course, you know, who's that? I guess he breaks it. You know, I mean, right in front of their eyes. You know, she the I guess the head you know, servant says, governess, like that. And then of course the Muster says, hey, these are not models. I have the power to turn living humans into stone statues. Those who see my hideous countenance, what a way to speak, turn into stone from shock and fright. That's a little joke. I like to have fun with it. So, God, he's sadistic. But no, it is a relic of my father, a scholar, a material that can instantly crystallize proteins. So that's that dust, I guess they had. What is this bad man saying here? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he ingested this, I guess. AKA says he knows somebody like Baron Muster. I'm sorry about that, AKA. Fearing misuse, my father did not publicize his findings, keeping its discovery a secret. And then, of course, you know, I guess the wife says, oh, darling, my you poor thing, you know, and the little girl's down there too. So Lot, answer me this. What is evil? Well, that's easy. You are. Evil? Ah, she got it right. You're evil. You monstrous man. What an honor you bestow upon me. But I have a long way to go. I am still immature. So in other words, he wants to grow into his evil, I guess, even more. Listen to me now. There was once a young man, just a typical youngster with a loving family and friends and a secret love burning in his heart. So I guess Muster used to be a decent person before he turned into an asshole.
Maybe. Or maybe he's just more obvious about it, about how he is.
Yeah. Yeah, basically
he's not
the way
hiding
he
it
is
anymore.
now, yeah. And he fell into a trap set by the powerful and lost everything he had. A freakish disease changed his appearance and his family was killed. He suffered the very extreme limits of agony and shame and was betrayed by his friend in the end. Now, that was that guy, I can't remember his name now, that kind of helped him to a point and then thought he killed him, you know, but he didn't. I can't remember the guy's name now. Bad man, you're out there. You know the name of that guy. Anyway, the young man asked himself, how should he interpret and frame what had happened to him? Why had he come back from the brink of death not once, but twice? His search for answers to his questions nearly drove him mad. This is punishment. Punishment? What did I do to deserve this? It is not punishment for your past actions. Oh, yeah, that's right. There you go. Johann, not Johann. How Southern. Johann Wald. Okay, that's right, Batman. Thanks. It's punishment for the crimes you're going to commit. So he has plans. Oh, of course. But if that harrowing experience was punishment, what possible crimes could be worthy of it? I cannot imagine. I must study and refine committing crime after crime until I have plumbed the depths of sin. And of course, the wife looks at him, the countess or whatever she is. You're a madman. Thus spoke Nietzsche's What is Evil? it is to shame a man. Bravo. The great philosophers always have the best answers. I have bigger shoes yet to fill. So he, God, he really wants to be evil. 3 weeks later, when Margrave Erminen, I guess, received the letter from Lady Marehouse, he marshaled his forces as soon as the Haboob had passed, and headed for Castle Jove Duline. I know I'm butchering that name, sorry. But all they found here or there was a ransacked, empty compound. So some time has passed, I guess, from here to here, because the dust storms are gone by, you know. And frightfully realistic statues of the Baroness and her daughter. So Mustard turned them to stone. And
I
that,
really don't like that Baron.
I don't either. I think he's a bastard. I mean,
They should change his
Can we
name.
set up Destiny Nova and the Baron to both get rid of each other?
well, they're both narcissistic and they're both sadistic. So
They should change his name from Baron Mustard to Baron Bastard.
or bastard muster, as AKA says. Yes. Yeah, because those two humans there were innocent. You know, they hadn't done anything. He just decided, I'm going to go in there and turn them into statues. So as the Aussies would say, what a bastard, right, Maxie and Angelus? Hope my pronunciation of that was correct. So anyway.
I believe Angelus would use a word that starts with C.
Yeah, I think he would, yeah. And it wouldn't be a good one, would it, Angelus? It'd be a bad one. So anyway, he's explaining all this stuff to them. You know, first he tells them about turning, you know, their, you know, the little girl's father and the Baroness's husband into a statue, and he's just toying with them. He's just, you know, he's reveling in his idea that they're going to become next. They're going to be his next statues, you know. And of course, he takes them through all of that. You know, he smashes the statue of the Baron, I guess, not Baron Mustard, but the other Baron, the Stone Baron. And of course, he allows them to kind of mourn and you know, they're you know, kind of, I guess, what's the word am I looking for here? You know, suffer, you know, mentally, you know, over the loss of their loved one until he does this to them, you know. So yeah, he's a bastard, no doubt about it. So any thought, guys?
Is this before or after Baron's Secret? I can't remember.
I think it's after, I think. Yeah, he is really bad. I mean, you know, that little girl, what is she, probably 10 years old, maybe, I guess, you know, I don't know. Hard to tell from from manga drawings, but, you know, I mean, you know, even if the Baroness had done some evil stuff, which she may have, who knows, the little girl hasn't, you know. So anyway.
I still say that he's not on Nova's level as a villain. I know, that's just me.
He's close, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely close. Baron Muster. Yeah, that's who he was before, right, Badman? The tall Sonin?
Yep.
Yep.
And they tortured him repeatedly, and he got betrayed repeatedly.
Yeah, and then that Johann Vold shot him in the head thinking he was dead. And that probably did cause brain damage. Maybe that contributed to him being evil, but still like the son of a bitch. So, You know, there must be some, I don't know, it must be some motive for him to do this. Does he want to take over the castle? But he ransacked it, didn't he? He didn't really want to stay there, I guess. See,
There might be some motivation for it, but mostly I think he just wants revenge on the nobility. All of the nobility.
Yeah, I think so.
He probably took like money and goods to fund his evil deeds.
Yeah.
That's why
operations.
that's why he was getting into their secret vaults and things.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely hideous, and I don't mean just physically. Of course, they think Baron Muster initially is, her, husband and the little girl father, so, which he's just, I just guess he's pretending to be to get in there, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So anyway, Muster needed a large amount of valuables to start his brick making empire. I mean, they were kind of hopeful, weren't they, these two?
Yep.
And this, if you go back to, I guess, here, they're hopeful, Of course, that all gets shattered, and then the sadistic bastard decided he was going to be, go ahead and let his evil intent manifest or come to fruition, I guess. I guess these are all statues right here, aren't they? If you can see
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. He's got covered up. Yeah, I'd like to punch that guy. Personally, I don't know how y'all feel about him.
Considering that material that he's got access to that can turn you into a statue, I'd rather hit him with a 30-06 round from maybe a few hundred yards away.
Yeah.
Keep your distance just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
No, I think you're going a bit light. I think you need a 50 cal round.
Yeah, I think so.
Anti-material rifle should do it.
Yeah, there you go. Or that 20mm sniper rifle.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, that big gun. Yeah, that.
Yeah, freaking huge.
What you're talking about? Yeah, that thing is. That sucker isn't really a rifle. That's a freaking cannon. That thing is.
Mm-hmm.
So that would work good for him, wouldn't it?
Oh, come on, let's just get serious and use an autocannon. That should do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Reveling in their pain,
Mm-hmm.
So they're freaking out. He allows them to pine over the loss of their loved one.
Well, I think there's a certain logic to his twisted reasoning. I mean, he was basically tortured and brutalized despite having committed no crime.
Yeah.
So he figures, well, if it must be punishment for crimes I'm going to commit. So I'd better commit some really good ones.
Yeah, maybe that is his logic. Still a bastard.
Mm-hmm.
And of course,
I often wonder what I did and did I enjoy it?
Mm.
You got to be pretty twisted to enjoy it. I mean,
well, if you're going to commit a crime, a sin, whatever you want to call it, you want to enjoy it. I mean, what's the point of doing it if you don't enjoy it?
anyway, that's it right there. And of course,
Yeah.
the final looks like a sketch of.
And from what I gather from that blurb earlier at the beginning, I
Yeah.
guess this is just to sort of fill in the story a little bit, give an example of the kind of person he turned into or something, or not direct recollection included here is demonstration from how the dreaded mustard came to be. Okay. Yeah, so
Yeah. I guess I don't think this was his first crime. He did another one, didn't he, before this? Didn't he? That one guy, that doctor.
if this is to indicate to sort of illustrate how he came to be, I think this is probably one of his first major crimes after recovering from everything that was done to him.
Yeah.
So the first thing he decided to do was to kill this guy and then kill his family and steal all their stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, any thoughts, you guys, about this? I guess we've already been talking about it, I guess.
Mustard's a bastard.
Yeah, he is.
That seems to be the general consensus.
Yep, I think so. Let's see. Chaos has got a couple of things in here I want to put in the chat. So just there's one. In case anybody wants to go check out a couple of these videos that Chaos has got.
Have you read volume 10 yet?
Have I done what, Angelus?
Oh, hey, actually, when you end up going to London yourself, you can read volume 10 on the flight over.
Yeah, I could probably do that.
You've
Yes.
been told, Creaky.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And if they have it written and up and running, you can download the extra chapters for extra reading material of Maxie and Lee's fanfic.
Well, Maxie's been after me to read some of his other story for what, Maxie, 2 years now, I think.
3.
3 years. Okay.
We've ticked over again, mate. Remember?
Yeah.
The years keep passing.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's 2026 now. 7 years.
Yeah.
7 long years. Whew.
Well, it's not quite 7 years. It'll be 7 years till next month.
Yes.
So, which seems to be about right for Cameron's, second for his first sequel, rather, second movie. Because you remember we had to wait 13 years for the Avatar 2. So I think Charlie sent me an email, not an email. He sent me a DM that said that that Avatar 3 had, now this was like 3 days ago, I think, had passed $800 million. I don't know where it is now, might even be 900 million by now. So I know some of the guys I know have been, saying that, I don't know if this movie's as good, if it's going to make as much money or not, but it's already ahead of where Avatar 2 was at this time. So I don't know, how it's going to go. I know it's an awesome movie. What is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I should go ahead and get volume 11 too, right, Angelus? Just get that one and read it.
Yep.
Read 10 and 11.
The manga is like the required reading of the Elite Army.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's kind of like when you, of course, Vladi is, he hasn't read all the manga, but it's kind of like the training manual for Alita Army soldiers. Any other reactions?
not a lot of Uwu in that one, but then again, there's not a lot of Alita in there either. So
Yeah, well, there's some ooh for you right there, Angelus, on that thing.
oh yeah, but like I said, no Alita in the
Yeah,
in that particular log, if you will,
yeah.
or chapter.
Did everybody go nuts for New Year's? Starting out. Oh, go ahead, Angelus.
Yeah, yes and no, because I was working the next day, so I slept
Oh,
for
you
most
could
of it.
go absolutely nuts then, right?
Not completely, no.
Yeah.
Enjoyed the
about you?
fireworks from 41 stories up, and that's about it.
Cool. And I know Maxie didn't. He being a married guy, he didn't probably didn't go nuts. Did you, Maxie?
No, they were the only nuts were the ones out of the bag of mixed nuts that I was eating. That was the only nuts.
Okay. And probably the same with Chaos. He's married as well. So
I took the family down to watch the 9 o'clock fireworks on Brisbane Water. We have a little spot that we watch from that's not under the fireworks because my son can't handle really loud noises. He can handle fireworks from a distance, but not like being right underneath them. So we went and watched it like we usually do. And then he stayed up to watch the Sydney fireworks on the TV, but then decided it was too boring because it wasn't the same as watching them for real. And then he went to sleep.
Okay.
He's very much like he's just a bit over 12 and a half, but he's very much a teenager already. It's really strange. It's like a switch flips in their brains, and they get all sarcastic and all smart mouthed and everything's like cringe and all this sort of stuff. Like his mother bought him T-shirts for Christmas, right? And it had Animal Company, which is one of his favorite VR games, and something else on the other one. And anyway, he said, "Oh, Mum, these are cringe." And I'm like, "Why are they cringe?
Really?
Like, this is the shit you like. This is the shit you play every day. Why is it cringe? Oh, you don't wear it on a T-shirt. That's cringe." It's like, who told you that? It's like you've been wearing Minecraft T-shirts since you were 4, and you wear them every day. What the hell? Yeah. Why is this cringe? Oh, because it's cringe. What? How does that work?
The only more cringe is if he turned around and said, "Well, you wear Alita shirts most of the time, Dad."
Yeah, he probably does say that.
I don't care if anybody else thinks it's cringe. I think it's cool, so I wear them. And I have been complimented in the supermarket by people who appreciated Kran's artwork on my T-shirts, Alita artwork. So
screw you. In Queensland?
No, this is in Central Coast of New South Wales.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, AKA says Minecraft is an institution, Maxie. I remember my oldest grandson. He was 5 years old. He was playing
monthly for it.
Say again.
I could reinstate my Minecraft realms, but if anyone was interested.
Well, my oldest grandson.
So that way it would run for the month, and whoever wants to play multiplayer on that world can do it.
Yeah.
I would have the authority to reset it. But yeah, I did that with the Alita guy, with the other Alita fans building a version of Tefari's or Zalem in the Minecraft.
Well, I know my oldest grandson, he's when he was 5 years old, he was playing Minecraft, and now he's 21. So
I always look at it that anybody who likes something, that's their choice. They can like it. I don't care. If they like it, that's all good. Absolutely. I just expect them to respect my likes as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, well, it's good because children want you to play Minecraft with them.
My son puts what he's doing in VR up on the TV and says, "Daddy, watch what I'm doing." I'm like, all right. So I'm there watching him, jump around as a legless monkey or whatever.
Actually, does it still get to you when your son calls you dad? I mean, you say, "God, I'm a dad." You ever think that?
Nope, not anymore. It's sunk into my DNA.
It's old hat now.
Yeah. I think I'm at the stage of life now where I just accept everything. It's like, yeah, bring it on, whatever. Yep, okay, I'll deal with it.
I knew it existed somewhere.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, no, you can't freak me out with any of that shit anymore. Oh, I'm getting my door knocked on. Probably getting in trouble for being too loud.
Oh, I see. Well, I thought maybe it was the cat. And AKA says, Angelus, what do you do if you don't mind me asking? I'll answer that one. He's in security, AKA. So, and AKA, actually, my grandkids don't call me granddad. They just don't. They give me more of a, more of an Indian, kind of thing, which is, even though I'm not Cherokee, they call me Augie Doodah, which is Cherokee for my grandfather, but they've shortened that to Dada. So, and even the 20-year-old calls me that. So that's kind of wild. So anyway, what is this?
Well, I'm going to have to love you and leave you guys because my son has just informed me that he has a birthday sleepover that starts in 1 hour that he's supposed to go to. He thought it was next week for some reason, and he hasn't even got a present for the kid yet. So I now have to go and solve problems.
Well, let me know when you get the. Well, you will let me know because I'll see it on YouTube. But when you get go ahead and upload that thumbnail for tomorrow, and
I'm putting them in the Radio Chaos DM right now, so you can grab it out and show it when you get to that point when you're wrapping up.
Well, I don't have it up because I like to keep my resources as low as level. But
after you've solved your problem, make sure to triple check that you've indicated that you'll be attending tomorrow on the show notes.
I've already done that.
Okay, good.
Oh, I guess Creek better do it then.
Yeah, Creek better do it. And Lee never looks at the show notes. I don't know why.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll send links to everybody, Maxie.
So Angelus, do me a favor, go into the Radio Chaos DM, grab out the advertising image, the one with the yellow text, and throw it up as a screen share when Creaky gets to the talking about tomorrow.
Okay.
Do me that favor. Anyway, I got to scoot. I got to get dressed and go to buy presents and stuff.
All right, Maxie.
Take care.
We'll see
Catch you later, guys. See you tomorrow on Radio Chaos.
Bye. All right, guys. Well, any other reactions to the manga?
To Baron Mustard being a bastard?
Yeah.
Not from my end. I think we covered it. Or I think I covered it at least.
Yes. Any other words there, Angelus?
No, just the lack of ooh.
Well, you got
lack of Alita ooh. Okay, I'll
Alita
specify.
Ooh. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He finds their lack of Alita disturbing.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it? What is it?
Fine. I'll do it myself.
No, it's not that one. It says,
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I find your lack of ooh disturbing is what it is. Anyway, Chaos, any last thoughts?
Oh, he might be busy.
Yeah, he's probably got youngins running around. By the way, Angelus said that with that term youngins, that's slang for kids, sort of.
Physical or mental age? Because mentally, I'm probably still a teenager.
Any other topics you guys might want to talk about, or anything out there that the chat might want us to hit briefly?
I know what the chat wants. A sequel.
Yes. Well, we got that in the middle panel there. Yeah. I'm real confident we're going to get that sequel. I'm super confident. So
I'm confident we'll at least hear about it this year.
yeah, I think so. And there you have it. Disney, we want our sequels. That's what we want. Did we miss anything, you guys?
I can't think of anything.
I think I'll be signing up for some things. I'll see how this year looks.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've decided that for my birthday thing that's coming up, we're going to finish the rest of Fist of the North Star, okay?
All right, cool. You gonna do a stream, Chaos?
Oh, yes, I will.
Invite me, will you?
I will.
All right.
I'm also running a thing for St. Jude this year like I do annually. So it'll run
Oh,
from
nice. Oh,
now
excellent.
until my birthday time. So
Oh, nice.
Thanks.
Okay.
And Craig, thanks for letting others know about those previous years.
Yeah, no problem. All right, guys. Do we miss anything at all? Well, as you can see from that center panel there, Alita does love her Uncle Creek, and that is because he wants a sequel like she does. And if you got a problem with her loving her Uncle Creek and wanting that sequel, you can take it up with her and that their plasma weapon that she has. So, you know, that might straighten you out a little bit, I think. All right, Angelus, you got the thumbnail that you want to show? Yeah, and I think Maxie, who's going to be the I guess the host tomorrow, Angelus, you or Maxie?
Maxie, because I'll be half an hour late.
Ah, okay, that's right. So anyway, yeah, tomorrow we're gonna revisit the topic of getting those sequels is what we're going to be talking about tomorrow on Radio Chaos. And you know, we'll come up with some, you know, maybe some interesting things that, you know, the Elite Army can do that might help facilitate that to some degree. And you know, we're gonna have fun with this. You know, we certainly, you know, for me, you know, the sequel, I mean, I do want a sequel. There's no doubt about that. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't want a sequel. But for me, this is also fun. You know, I love doing this. So, and I love supporting Alita, and I love supporting our queen, you know, so that's the first and foremost right there. But yeah, we want not just one sequel, Disney. We want several sequels. I know Lee and I want 8 sequels, actually.
Yep.
So, you know,
trilogy of trilogies.
That's right. And there's certainly enough material for that to happen, you know, but, you know, there's also enough material for sequels. There's enough material for like series, both anime and live action. You know, certainly we want merch, we want games, you know, we want all of that good stuff. And if Disney will just give us the sequels, we will gladly turn our money to them. We will definitely do it. And a lot of people in the Elite Army would go see a sequel 100 times. So, you know, that's the kind of dedication and support we want to give our queen and our angel, Alita, you know. So anyway.
Well, the other sort of dedication you can give to the queen is by going to the Harold Pinter Theatre to see Rosa in her play, High Noon.
That's right. Yeah, we got.
So if you're in London and you're nearby the Harold Pinter Theatre, go for it.
Yes. Yeah, it's that's going to be cool. I think it's going to be really cool. So. Okay, so anyway, that is that. I guess they would say. Here's our queen. Speaking of our queen, there she is. She is #1 in the Creeks book in terms of being an actor. I mean, she is superb. She is such a good actor. I mean, it's hard to put in words unless you see her in a play. You know, she's just she's magnificent. You know, I mean, she knows what she's doing. She knows how to deliver lines, not just by reciting from memory, but she knows how to deliver them in a realistic way, you know. So that's, I mean, that certainly she would say, oh, there's nothing to it. Yeah, there is. There's a lot to it. So anyway, we are so lucky that, Robert Rodriguez picked her for Alita because she is Alita, and Alita is her. So anyway, we're really fortunate that Rosa was picked, to be Alita. I also want to give shout outs to El Lamont and Jesse Fisher because they brought Screwhead to life. And what I want to see is Alita and Screwhead team up and take on Josh Agon's team, so that's, that would be an Alita too, but, certainly Elle did a great job as Screwhead. And certainly Jesse, as Elle put it, is the most badass stunt woman she ever worked with. And that is really high praise. So, we want all three of them in the sequel because we want to see Motorball and we want to see Screwhead and Alita doing their thing on the Motorball track. So anyway, that's that. If you guys would like to come talk to us, certainly you can do that by going to the Stammtisch. And we usually sit around here for a while and just chat, and we do things like we'll show pictures, maybe we'll maybe play a video or two. And then of course there's the link right there. I just put that into the chat. So if you want to join us after the stream is over, then I'll certainly while the outro is playing, you'll be in backstage. So, if you're in backstage for a little bit, don't panic and leave. It's just, got to wait till the stream is over because we do not stream the after party. It's like a Zoom call, just us. Nobody else on the internet sees this. You click on the link, you'll be in backstage. And then after the stream is over, I'll pull you in and you can chat with us. And this is another good way to kind of get used to, maybe the logistics, if you want to think of it as that, of getting into maybe being on the live stream or something like that. And you just, come in and talk to us and you'll find out, hey, we like this. We want the same thing you do. We like the same character you do, Alita. And, just talk to us. We don't bite. We're welcoming, as they would say. We are the Alita Army. We are Alita advocates, and we support Rosa and Alita passionately and positively. We are here to stay, and we are going to keep doing this until Disney gives us the green light on Alita sequel. We are going to keep doing this, and I don't care if I have to be here 20 years from now doing this, I will do it. And probably even after the sequels, I'll still be doing this. So, because I do want that sequel.
Yeah, Gary, that'd be nice.
So anyway, we want to make sure that Disney knows that we're here and they know we're here, and if you remember, James Cameron said he appreciated us being here. So, that's a good thing, so they know we're here and they know we want a sequel and there's a demand. So why is this image here? Well, that image is there because I like it and I'm running the stream. And to paraphrase Gruishka, I'm only here for our girl and our queen and the Alita Army. And that only leaves us with one thing left to do, and that would be on my count of three, the call to action. 1, 2, 3.
Film those
sequels,
sequels.
And we will catch you next week on the Alita live stream, and we will catch you tomorrow on Radio Chaos. Bye.
Take care, guys.
What's up, Alita Army? This is Hot Toys Alita, and I hope you enjoyed this week's Alita live stream. Please join my Uncle Creek, Angelus, and our other guests for next week's show. Remember, I do not stand by in the presence of evil, and film those sequels, baby. See you next time.
No cause is lost, if there is but one fool left to fight for it.